Okay, so I've just kind of made sort of a little mock-up of the tail kind of area here to just kind of demonstrate a few things for you. Now, what may have happened, okay, is that when you were extruding, your edges on the end here, they may have not actually stayed together, okay? So that's what I suspect might be happening. So we'll go through how to check on that, and of course we'll go through how to fix the problem that you were having as well. So first of all, I'm going to show you just kind of how that happens sometimes, and just so you know, this might not be the case with what is going on with your model. I'm just kind of making my best guesstimate as to what might have caused the problem you're seeing. So when I grab some edges like this and I go up to Edit Mesh Extrude, this Keep Faces Together option is very important, and the reason that is because if it is unchecked and then we do an extrusion, all of my faces and edges appear totally fine and normal until I grab a vertex and move it, and then I can see these are not actually attached at all. Okay, so these are all individual flaps. Okay, so, and that is because I did not have Keep Faces Together selected when I did my extrusion. Now, if I go back to before I did my extrusion, and I come up to Edit Mesh, Keep Faces Together, and then do my extrusion, pull it out here. Again, everything looks normal, but this time actually is normal, because we can grab any of these vertices here and just pull them up and down, and they just do their regular thing, okay? So that may be one way that you might have had the problem where you've got this gap here, okay? So it may just be that some of these vertices are not merged together, okay? So I've kind of mimicked that over here where I've got these faces that look like they are connected when really they are not. Alright. So I'm going to show you just quickly how you can tell really easily whether your faces are connected or whether they're not. And that has to do with this display right here, all these little numbers. And this is your heads-up display. Now, this may or may not be showing on your screen right now. It's easy to toggle on and off. You just come up to Display, Heads-up Display, and it's going to be Poly Count, okay? So right now I have mine checked on. You know, if I click on that, it'll turn it off. If I click on it again, it'll turn it back on, okay? So what's important for us in this situation is this part called verts right here, okay? So for vertices, and this number is showing you, you know, how many vertices are in your entire project, which is great, but not really important to us right now. This number right here, which you can see is set to 0 right now, is the amount of vertices you currently have selected. Okay, so if I come over here, for example, to a normal part of the model, and I just grab this vertex, you can see once I've grabbed it, this number changes from 0 to 1. I have 1 vertex here, okay? However, if I come over to this area where these flaps are not connected, and I marquee select, so click and drag to select, that will select all vertices that happen to be in this space that you've clicked and dragged over, okay? I just marquee select those vertices, and it looks like one vertex when you're just looking at it, but your heads-up display here will tell you that there are actually two vertices there, two separate vertices. So that's kind of a quick way to tell without having to move a bunch of things around. If you do have some vertices that are sitting right on top of one another but are not connected, okay? So once you've discovered those, of course we have to fix them. So we're gonna just use our merge tool to do that. Now all you need to do is make sure that you have grabbed both of those vertices just by marquee selecting. Make sure when you marquee select you haven't accidentally selected any other vertices on any other side or area, okay? Because when you click and drag like that, it will select not only what you're looking at in the front here, but anything that happens to be behind it in your view as well, okay? So just be careful when you're marquee selecting. Make sure that you look up here and you see only two, okay? And once you've got those selected, just come up to Edit Mesh, and you're just going to use Merge right here, okay? Merge. Now, so what happened to the numbers when I hit Merge is now we see 1, okay? So now, once we see this number 1, we're sure that there's only one vertex here. There were 2 before, now we have 1. That's an indication that these are now sewn together, if you will, okay? So that's all looking good. You may want to go around. Anywhere that you find this kind of problem, go all the way around the edge loop, okay? Just go all the way around and make sure that you don't have any other mistakes in the rest of the edge loops, okay? Because I extruded this all at once, I do have the same mistake going on throughout this whole area. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge those. Alright. What I'm going to do is just hit the G key, which repeats the last action that I have done, which in this case was to merge vertices. Alright. It's a little faster than going up and clicking through the menu every time. Again, make sure that you're always grabbing 2 and then merging them together to make 1. If you grab one that is already one vertex and you hit the merge key, don't worry about it, nothing will happen. It'll just stay at 1, so that's all fine. And if you do find stuff like that, I suggest also looking up, forwards, or back as well to see if there are any problems there. So if you have problems here, go forward a little bit and check this as well, because there may be problems there as well. Always check nearby areas when you have any issues, okay? So now that we've made sure that all of our faces are together, on the end here, we haven't actually taken care of this middle area. We have a little extruder hanging out right there, which you probably don't. Okay, sorry. So let's go ahead and we'll try merging this vertex over to this one right here. Okay, like we were doing in the video. So we're going to come to Edit Mesh, Merge Vertex tool. I'm going to click and drag, and we get that wonderful gap that you had in your project there. So that's just kind of a result of that extrusion process. Even though we merged those vertices, okay, on the end to sew all those things together, because we already have this line across here, it wasn't able to deal with this vertex right here and sew it to anything, because as you can see, there's no vertex on the other side there for it to be sewn to, okay? So, so it just makes this a nice big gap. And you can expect probably the same thing on the other side as well, okay? But it's easy to fix, so we're going to go ahead and deal with it right now. Now, we could potentially just merge this vertex with a vertex on the other side to close this gap and fix this problem, but we don't have a vertex on the other side right now. So let's make one. What we're going to do is just come up to Edit Mesh, and we're going to go to Interactive Split Tool. And we're just going to come over here to our other side here of the gap, and we'll just click on one side, click on the other side here, and just hit Enter. Alright, so it doesn't like that because I'm dealing with a triangle and a crazy gap right now. That does happen from time to time when you try and mess around with unusual geometry. So let's go ahead and take a different approach. I always like to try it the easier way first, but that doesn't always work out for us when you have unusual gaps and shapes going on. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go ahead and get rid of this triangular shaped face here where our gap is, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Gone, okay? And what I'm going to do instead is actually just extrude out this edge. Go to edge mode. This edge right here, I'm just going to pull it out and merge vertices, okay, over to the end here, alright? And so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just grab that edge. I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude. Again, we're keep faces together on all the time. And I'm just going to pull this out. Okay. Right about there is probably fine. And once I have that, we're actually ready to start merging vertices here and fixing this gap problem up. So let's go to Vertex Mode. I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, Merge Vertex Tool. I'm going to take this inside corner, okay, right here. I'm going to merge these two together, okay? So I'm going to pull this one over to that one, just like that. And that has closed this gap, alright? We still have, of course, this area to deal with. And what we're actually going to do in this case is we're going to pull this corner right here all the way over to the end here, okay? So we'll just click and drag. It's going to be quite far, but it's fine. Alright, so once we have done that, that will go ahead and seal the gap all the way, okay? So I'm going to hit Q to quit my Merge Vertex tool. And let's just do a quick double check and make sure that everything that we just did worked, okay? It's always good to double check everything. I'm going to grab any vertices that are around that area that I just worked on and make sure that when I grab them with my marquee tool, I'm only seeing one vertex, okay? So we've got one there. Making sure these guys are connected, all these faces here, and we've got one vertex. And on the end as well, we still have one vertex. So that's going to be how you're going to look at fixing the problem. Again, I can't stress enough, once you see a problem like this, make sure that you check all around in case you have the same problem elsewhere. For example, even though I have fixed that, I still actually have this problem over here, okay? And I would have to go through the steps to go ahead and fix that one as well, alright? So make sure that you are checking everything all around. Whenever you do see something strange happening, look around because it's probably not just just one error just sitting there by itself. There's probably some other things involved, okay? So let me know if you have any questions about any of this, and if you're still having trouble with Sharky after this, just go ahead and send your project in to me, and I'll take a closer look for you, and we'll see if we can get you going. Other than that, that's pretty much it for this video today. Thanks for watching, and happy modeling!